must give you credit. It takes talent to break through that space-time symbol barrier we erected. I'm glad I decided to welcome you with open doors. It was worth the wait.
Your generosity is truly boundless.
And now give back Feria!
No!
Ah, so the whelp decided to show up after all. How interesting that he didn't turn tail and run. Now we'll see who the true master of space-time symbology is.
Fine with me.
My cause is just and my victory's assured. History's proof of that. Enjoy your downfall.
Okay.
Let's go. Feria's waiting.
Let me buy items for the love of fucking Christ. Need to stock up on usables. They're like Lunchables, only you use these. Oh yeah, are you selling decent gear? That's a 200 boost. Even though I'm probably not going to get as much in terms of my, what is it, reserve rush. I'll take it at this point. These are like our end-game weapons right now. By the way, we're in the final dungeon of the game. So, this is it, folks. End game, boys. Which means I'm going to... Okay, I'm gonna have to equip him with the mithril plate because I fucked through the dialogues there. Oh yeah, I always give these pieces to Emerson and Anne, and then the robes go to you. Then you. It's always so hard. Me. Nice music too. Alright, so let me quickly equip Victor. Not the Bronto armor, but the mithril plate, which gives him an additional 60 defense and 25 mentality. It's protecting him against signaturgy or symbology, whatever you prefer. So we're gonna have to do final thoughts on the game because we're in the final dungeon. This is gonna be an interesting one to talk about as we're gearing up to finish the game. Is this my final recording session? I don't know about that. Like, it depends on, even if I'm going through the enemies, if I'm not getting my shit rocked and will be forced to stop and take a breather, you know, to grind. But this is definitely a fast game that I'm recording. So what I'll do is, I don't need the guide right now. What I can do is I can talk to you guys. So, Star Ocean 5 is a game that I was very in a way like hesitant to jump into initially. This, like, at first, here's my thing. I remember the game, I think the game got announced during the E3 of Dreams, which was last year's, where, you know, the new Page 3 trailer came out, FF7 remake was announced, and all that other stuff. I believe that's the first time I heard of it. Or it might have been beforehand, but I had seen it and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. That's something that I could, you know, think about in the future. Because my thing now is that I do JRPGs on the channel. That's pretty much all I do, you know, because they're games that I prefer to do. And, you know, I'm typecasted, you know. My audience is probably into this stuff, I would feel like. And I looked at it and I'm like, that looks cool. It looks alright. If the schedule's clear, that's what we'll do. Turns out the schedule was fairly clear. I ended up picking up the game during the time I was recording Odin's Leaf first year, and I remember people, there's a video in which I made a joke saying, this totally has nothing to do with channel stuff, which was the joke of like, I'm totally going to do an LP of it. And then I also wanted to do, Also kind of wanted to do, you know, like a vote type of thing for people, which basically is my chance to kind of gauge audience reaction to things. I could pull that up too. I put up a video basically putting this and I Am Setsuna into a thing and saying, would you like me to do these games? And if so, which one are you more interested in? Do I still have, I should still have the results. This poll is like a couple weeks old. In the end, this game lost. But the most important thing to me was, how much did it lose by? If it became a thing of like only 25% want the LP, maybe that would make me a bit hesitant. But ultimately, it lost 170 votes to 217. So it had 44%, whereas the I Am Setsuna had 56%. I've yet to start recording that game, but I'm going to try and do it this month. Money's real tight for me right now, but I owned this game for a couple of months, which is the reason I'm recording it first. And mainly I had planned on doing both. And it just, like, part of it wanted me to, it would help me decide what am I going to work on. And possibly bring to you guys first, and a lot of it was just, do people care enough? And if people care enough, maybe we can get it going. So, yeah, I'm digressing here, but in the end, like, I'm sure by the time this comes out, I Am Setsuna may have already started, or could even be done. I think that one's short too. That one is also a budget JRPG, so, you know. Wouldn't be surprised. Or it may not even come out. Maybe I end up hating the game after a couple of recording sessions and it just never fucking makes it to air. What do... Ring of the Valkyries. I'm gonna go ahead and equip that to you. Because I just realized that this is, I believe Ring of the Valkyries is, I think it's Ring of the Valkyries or Wrestler of the Stars is a digital, like, bonus for this game. Because the bunny, the gold bunny statue is exclusive if you bought this game digital. Let's see. I guess I can talk about this game. I was a bit hesitant about this game at first because, one, I haven't done a Star Ocean game before. Any game series for me is a bit intimidating, especially if I'm going into it fresh. And being like, I have never done anything of this series before. And it's intimidating when it's a series that is already established. Granted, the Star Ocean series is, not that alive, you know, like, it's not doing that great. As far as I know, people fucking hated the last game that came out for it. And this game did not do well critically, so, I don't know, you know, but it's still intimidating, you know. There's plenty of series that but I don't let the intimidation of jumping into a series that I have no experience in stop me from doing a new LP or a project, you know? Like, if I didn't, then, you know, I wouldn't have done Danganronpa, or I wouldn't have done an LP of Persona 4, you know? That kind of thing. So, you know, that's just a thing with me, you know? There's a bit of an intimidation when you're going into something. Now, another thing that made me kind of a little about this game is when the reviews came out, and let me look. We can talk about the review scores for Star Ocean 5, and I would love to know how this game did. You're gonna definitely hear the typing on this because of this shitty-ass mic. I'm gonna have to buy a new mic and figure out if it's that or my mixer is the reason that fucking... My mic died. I'm so upset about it. And I'm using this shitty one. But hey, gotta bring out content, you know. Metacritic basically just is an aggregate of review scores for a game, and a lot of people say that reviews don't matter. They absolutely do. Like, they may not matter for you necessarily, which is perfectly fine, but they do matter for people in the world, because if something is reviewed badly, there's a good chance that it may die. Unless it's a really highly established franchise that is going to you know, make good money all the time, it's probably fucked. Is this better? Holy shit, it's better! A mystical sword that harps the power of the moon and soothes the mind of its wielder. Yeah, this is straight up better than the mithril sword that I just picked up. Which was already better than... Yeah, this is double the attack of Insignavon, which I have been using for quite a long time, so equip the Arcana sword. And the MP cost is going to pay dividends eventually. But the Metacritic score for this game is a 60. Now, this worries a lot of people. Because basically we live in a world where in video games, fucking, if you don't have an 8 out of 10 on your hands, your game fucking sucks. But is it necessarily bad? It really depends. I'm gonna read, how about a game? I'm gonna read some of the blurbs that people have grabbed from this, from Metacritic, of gaming tabloids and gaming, like, sites have said about the game, and I'll say whether I agree or disagree. Let me see. I'm gonna go with the critical ones because I feel like that works a bit better. Brash Games says, in conclusion, Star Ocean 5 truly encapsulates a feeling of excitement and adventure with a wide range of locations and enemies, testing even skillful players' abilities. It has. I mean, I'm really shit in playing on easy and I was still challenged. In addition to this debut of a new and smoother combat system allows even new players to easily access the game's worldly combat. I will say it's a very accessible combat system, and I believe the combat system is probably the best part of the game. This is from Game Rant. Also, the Brash Games gave it a 7. Here's one that gave it a 6. Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness is a clunky, sometimes beautiful mess, navigating between some exciting highs and many disappointing lows to fall short of its promise. A lot of that kind of rings true in my opinion. Despite its shortcomings, it's enjoyable, but only for hardcore JRPG fans, says Hardcore Gamer, giving it a 6. I can see it. I love JRPG, so maybe this is easily an easy thing for me to consume. Some people's scores on their websites are weird. GameCrate giving it a 53 out of 100. While it's understandable that Square Enix wanted to create a Star Ocean more like the fondly remembered early titles, they seem to have forgotten what made those titles great, whatever it was. This game has none of it. I have not seen a single major critic on any of these. Like, should I be concerned about that? Like, where's my IGNs and GameSpots, or did they not fucking do this game? Was this not up? I see IGN Sweden. Let's see, what do we got here? Fucking Destructoid says Star Ocean 5 is a weird game in that it is by the books JRPG 1 minute, and a completely new feeling the next. That's just fucking clickbait blurbs. Star Ocean is a servable JR. Of course the IGN blurb is fucking misspelled. I'll read it as it was typed. The newest Star Ocean is a serviceable JPRG, marred by uneven production values and poor AI. A lot of these reviews seem to be actually pretty accurate to what the game is. This game clearly is the most flawed game I've played in a while. Let's see. Game Informer, known as the one place that, as far as I know, doesn't like JRPGs. That, or I've just been reading the wrong reviews for them. I feel like they usually fucking hate my love. What are they saying? They give it a 5, which, by the way, because I'm pretty sure, in my experience of just reading Game Informer, because I always get a subscription, fucking, I feel like they're always the 8 out of 10 crowd. Recycled content, excessive grinding, boring fetch quests, and bad save points are just some of its smaller shortcomings. What's more concerning is its inability to give you reason to care about the characters or the journey, in a generation where RPGs are pushing the boundaries with better storytelling and unique worlds. This just isn't gonna cut it. It's sad to see a franchise that once captivated me continue to fall from grace. You know, I gotta agree with him a lot of that. Specifically, the part is it's the inability to give you a reason to care about the characters of the journey. With this game, like, I'm having fun going through the game because I'm let's playing it. If I'm let's playing the shit, I gotta fucking finish it, right? That doesn't mean that I care that much. There's not really there's not much of a reason to care here. There's not enough depth to these characters. And there's not enough things that have happened to them to make me care a lot. I mean, and even when they try to do stuff, it's kind of executed a little poorly in terms of like, oh man, you know, cliche. You can do a cliched thing and have a character die.
More challenges lie ahead.
Like Fidel's dad. You can have that happen. And it can still be a powerful thing. But this was not really. There's a lot of stuff in this game where I'm like, then some characters feel like a plank of wood. Like our pink-haired healer over here. She feels like a plank of wood. And, like, if I could ignore the reviews, but I'm gonna keep bringing them up because I find this to be a good, it's a good board for discussion, in my opinion. Drastically restore the HP of all party members. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and, like, fucking disable Fairy Light and immediately force her to use this forever. This is a game that is, it is the most unexceptional JRPG I have played in recent memory. And the fact that the game is perfectly fine, it is the most average game I have played in a while. Because I love the genre, which makes me, you know, I love JRPGs. They're fun. I love doing stat stuff. I like leveling stuff, to a degree. And the game has strong mechanics. The combat is fun to do. The seamless transition into battles to the point where you can tick in the options that the music doesn't reset every time. Fucking fantastic. Whenever they're going to war or battle, you're just constantly moving to the next fight. Camera isn't really that jank. Fucking Tales of Zestiria had a very big problem where the camera would get fucked a lot. This game doesn't have that problem. What is this?
Are we shut in?
What do you want?
I'm
crap.
pleasantly surprised you made it this far. Such magnificent specimens. Yes, you'll be perfect for the new, more thorough experiments I've been designing.
More experiments? People aren't playthings, you know.
You say that, but without us, your Simba form there wouldn't exist. In truth, we deserve your gratitude, not your malice.
Are you even capable of thinking of others?
Please, don't get incensed over nothing. It'll adversely affect the results and ruin all my hard work.
Oh.
This is our latest Simba form, engineered with the data from your last fight. I'm counting on you to provide us with some new insights during this battle. So please.
I'm just gonna do this move so I'm invincible.
Don't disappoint.
Hang back, Celia. Leave the fighting to us.
You need to conserve your energy. Alright.
Okay, let me quickly bring back good old Anne. Good old Always Dead. Yeah, keep doing fairy. Yeah! It says that her anger is up. Is that a status effect for Miki? We'll get back to what I was talking about a little bit, but this game is just so average. And that's not that's not bad in my opinion. But it's just like I don't have to care about the plot. I don't have to care about like anything that is happening. And it's more like I'm just sitting here experiencing the things that are happening and going, okay, sure, yeah. Like, oh, okay, we're gonna go take out that one dude who kidnapped her dad and all that. It's like, oh, that's cool. Or, oh, we gotta go and we have a cool space battle and stuff between, you know, Kronos, and I'm like, oh, that's all right. And then you're like going into this asteroid final battle. I'm like, all right, let's go do it. I don't have any connection to these characters. This is one of those games where I don't feel emotionally connected to any of these characters. And is that the game's fault for it? Yeah, it is, absolutely. Like, the game seems to just do a devastatingly bad job of making you have to care about pretty much anything that's going on. And I'll have to say it's probably based on its budget, you know? Like, maybe if these people had a higher budget that, you know, maybe they could put out something better. Then again, I don't know that. Because, given what I've seen of some of their other games, their last outing of The Last Hope apparently wasn't that great. And again, this is secondhand knowledge, so I can't tell you it wasn't that great because I played it. I'm just saying that apparently when people were complaining that there are no cutscenes in this game, even though there are like their own versions, and there's also a couple of the more normal ones. Oops, I forgot that it moved Rush to her. But like the studio's known for having some cutscenes that are pretty awful, from what people are saying. So I'm like, I don't even know if that would necessarily improve if there was a higher budget. There probably would be more cutscenes, but it seems like this game has a very, very big focus on being a classic style game. I don't know if that was what they were going for. I'm not interested enough in this game to look up interviews to find out, obviously. But in my opinion, I just feel like, you know, the game not having a lot of real cutscenes and the pace of the game just, you know, being so short, there's not reason to care about these characters. And if you try to tell me it's like, oh, if you do the side quests, maybe you'll care a little bit more about them, I would say that is a bad thing. I will bring something up. I will compare this to an unfair comparison because it's a fantastic JRPG, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I cared about those characters before and without their side stories. Their side stories add stuff? Yes. In some ways, it added a lot of garbage. But ultimately, I care about those characters in their main plot without having to do side quests. So it's you clearly don't need it. You don't need you don't need to do these side stories to get a grasp on a character. And if you have to truly have a reason to care about these characters, to get enough characterization, motivation, and moments that make you go, that character, I will remember this character, I will enjoy this character, I will care about the things that happen to this character on their journey. If you don't have that without side quests, then you're doing something wrong with your game. Because the problem is that a side quest is a side quest. It is an optional thing. And side quests are basically the thing that, you know, and admitting that, you know, again, this is all a hypothetical thing, right? Of this game magically having side quests that would make me care about these characters more. No idea. Oh, those enemies are over there. Okay, that's why. But if we are in a situation where these side quests would make the characters better, and you should be doing that to get the characters, you know. If you do it like that, you're basically, you know, going to give it a good chance that people aren't going to do those side quests. Not everyone's a completionist, is what I'm basically trying to say. Sometimes I fuck up words because I'm an idiot. Basically, it's you don't want to relegate the reasons to care about a character into side content, and that's why I'm saying that if there is anything that improves these characters that's put relegated to the side content of the game, then your developer's fucked up. It should be on the forefront of the game. because these characters are important. I'm not saying to bog down the main plot with it. I mean, just give me some more. That's what I'm basically asking. In a way, I'm kind of grateful that this game is as short as it is. Again, it could be longer if I did side quests, but I have not done that. We are still in the 20s, I think, with this LP. And I think that's fine. It's not terrible, because in my opinion, I'm cool with shorter JRPGs. But you have in the time you had here, if you worked on the writing a little bit, you'd have a better opportunity to give us better characters, or characters that we can understand and root for and, you know, generally care about more. And I don't think they did their job properly with the resources and the time they were given here. That's just my personal opinion on the characters. I gave you guys a concern at the beginning of this, near the beginning of this Let's Play, of how long is it going to be until I'm going to be able to judge these characters, the game's characters, correctly, and talk about whether or not I have a chance to care about them. And I will tell you, the only time that I ever kind of almost cared about these characters was obviously, you know, Fidel having a moment with his dad, which I'm like, hey, there's a little bit of something here. And then Miki, you know, revealing the whole, you know, sibling dynamic she has with Fidel. And I thought that was good, but then again, Miki's also fucking horribly written in a lot of situations that kind of annoy me, so I kind of, it undid it. But that's it. 2 small scenes, and these scenes only add to the main character and the female main character, and that one didn't really change her that much, to be quite honest, besides her calling him by a different name. And that doesn't have enough weight to it, because we haven't had enough experiences with her for that to hold a lot of weight. And this is a game where your party members are not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 7. There's not enough of a reason to care about these characters. Why am I supposed to care about Fiore, for example?
Hardly worth the
She's a high-ranking mage scientist. Like, I'm going to be quite honest here. I cannot, there's, in the end, there's nothing I feel like many people will be able to think about when it comes to Fiore that isn't just, she was the character with the outfit that showed her skin. Because otherwise, what is she? Oh, a trope of someone who's super smart. That's it? Like, there's nothing to it. There's nothing to it at all. Now, again, these characters are nothing. But that also kind of adds, that saves the game in some way, for me personally. Because one, it means that you're playing with nothing characters, and that means they're not doing anything insulting. Like, you know, there's plenty of times you've seen me react in an LP about characters that I don't like based on the decisions they make and the things they do. And for the most part, I haven't really encountered that in this game. And that's good, because it means I don't have strong... It's good and bad, because I don't have strong feelings about these characters, which is bad because I'm supposed to. But it's also good because ultimately my experience for the game becomes, I guess, brighter. It becomes more positive. Am I going back to the beginning of the dungeon? I think I am. I can't really tell. Hold on. Let me see here. No, because we're on 4. Huh. Let me look at the guide real quick and look at the map here. A1, we start. The save and load things are there. No, the placements on them are different, so this has to be new. Forgive me, I'm focusing a lot on this, talking about this, but it's also good, you know, if a game is short and I don't feel anything for the characters, because I can just focus on the gameplay and the story it's trying to tell, and you know, just enjoy the ride, if not, you know, but it's never going to be great. I cannot say this game is great. Can I say the Star Ocean 5 is bad? No.
Great job. Let's
It's
keep moving.
average.
That's how you win battles.
It's average. It's average, leaning on the side of cool. You know, it's okay. I'm not upset while playing it. I'm playing it. I don't feel like it's a chore while playing it. I'm playing it. And this is a game, this is an LP I've never felt like that before. I feel like I've leaned toward, you know, one side, good or bad, eventually. Do I believe that the reviews that this game got are accurate? Yes. I believe that the reviews that this game have gotten are well deserved. Is it unfortunate? Yes, because, you know, if this game doesn't do well enough, will they get another shot at making another Star Ocean game? Again, I'm someone who is on the outside looking into a series like this and saying, okay, everything I know about The Last Hope is that apparently people didn't like it that much, and that Star Ocean 5 is a game that is hearkening back to the classic games. At least that's what all these review headlines say, so I guess it might be true. So, in the end, if this game doesn't do well, and it doesn't have as big a budget, does that mean that we see the end of this series with this game? And, well, that would be sad. There are fans of series. I would hate it if some of my favorite series went down. And would I play another one of these games if it came out? Hell yeah, I'd love to see if it improved. Because playing the game's fun. Even if some of the parts are shaky.
This again?
I must admit, you're all brimming with puissance. Will that puissance, however, aid you against my new subject? I know I'll enjoy finding out.
Cut the crap. Look, guy, all we want is an audience with the General as soon as possible.
Sorry, but I can't let you do that. The General is a valued financial contributor to our research. You'll simply have to participate in our experiments a little longer.
That's not her. Faria has a different space-time symbological psi wave pattern.
How very discerning of you to notice. As you have likely surmised, this one is a clone. But don't assume that she's any less formidable than her prototype. But perhaps you should be less concerned with her identity and more concerned that she has her sights on you.
Despicable. We've only ever succeeded in producing one of these. You think this is a good idea? Won't the General be angry with us if we use it without his permission?
Not if we win, he won't.
Yes, but if we lose...
No matter. Let the experiment begin, I say.
Her clone. Alright, let's go. But yeah, the closing thoughts on this game are, I think it's alright, you know? But it's average. And I can't give it any more credit than that. It would be dishonest too. So, in the end, I'd say if you can pick up this game for, in my opinion, half off, half the price, I'd say that's fine. If you're a fan of JRPGs, I could say, you know, pay as much as $40 on it if you find the side content interesting. I don't think it's worth the full price of admission, but you know, then again, you know, I bought this long enough ago that I don't feel any sort of burn from that, thankfully.
If you think you're so strong, try to withstand this!
This is my shadow minion.
Ethereal blast! Get ready for some pain!
Lightning blast! Mr. Soldier, it doesn't help. No one likes getting hurt.
Oh man, she has some high damage stuff.
If you think you're so strong, try to withstand
Just keep
this.
slamming her.
Ethereal blast!
I will say that this game has a really cool world and a really cool aesthetic that I'm in love with.
I'm going to ready another symbol for the
but unfortunately, it's in an average game. This is a world that I feel I could get lost in, and I think that's a lot of what makes me like it. I love the aesthetic. I love everything about it, to be honest. We're almost done.
If you think you're so strong, try to withstand this.
I've just kind of kept her in a corner here.
Imperial blast.
Everything. I'll try to help.
Finish! Why'd you break that?
Feria.
My dear sister.
You've done it now, Thoris. How dare you waste our perfectly good clone?
Why,
No
you
apologies,
dick?
General Alma. Please, let me build another to atone for this most
That
egregious
won't
of
be
errors.
necessary, for I now know you're an imbecile who chooses personal gain over the greater good. I have no need for someone with neither morals nor dignity.
Sir, please wait.
Based on your past achievements, however, perhaps you deserve one last chance.
You don't mean to. No! Please, sir! I beg of you! Don't! Anything but that!
Everyone brace for space-time transcension.